Good evening, and welcome back to the Cost of Coping. I'm your host, Chrissy, and today we have guest speaker Laura with us, who lost her husband, unfortunately, with undiagnosed cardiomyopathy. Laura was married for 6 months, unknowingly going to become a widow 6 months later. So, Laura, thank you for joining us today. Really
Thank you for having
appreciate
me.
it. And just a note as well, Laura does have her own podcast called The Podcast That Shouldn't Exist. Go drop her a follow, give her a stream. She's a very nice person. So let's make a start. So, okay, Laura. Now, cardiomyopathy is obviously a very sensitive subject for me. Um, Dealing with cardiomyopathy myself my entire childhood, with my twin sister having it. So, you married your husband, and unknowingly he had cardiomyopathy. So can you just delve in a little bit into what happened? Not, I wouldn't say what happened, but how it came about. Was there chest pains? Just yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so me and Ed got married on the 6th of April of 2024, and he woke up literally the day after our wedding and said, I don't feel very well. And we naively assumed, because we'd had our wedding, that someone had coughed on him a bit too hard and it was just like cold and flu stuff.
Yeah.
So we went away on our honeymoon, plying him with cold and flu medicine.
Okay.
And then he still wasn't right when we came home. So we went to the hospital and they were running loads of tests on him. And he got transferred from our local hospital to a bigger hospital in Oxford. And when we were in transit, uh, I was sat in the ambulance with Ed. Like, I haven't been in many ambulances in my life, but I know this isn't normal. So there was me, Ed, a paramedic driving, a paramedic in the back of the ambulance, and there was a doctor with us. And
Oh,
I was like,
that's surprising.
that's that's not normal. Again,
No,
I've never been in
definitely,
an ambulance as an adult, but I know that's not normal.
definitely.
And they were running through everything that they'd done at our local hospital, and then very casually just said, "Oh yeah, he's also in active heart failure."
Whoa.
I mean, Ed are looking at each other like, "What the damn hell? Like, what? No, no, you're not." You're like, "No, you're not." Yeah, he was. Um, and it
That's
was
insane.
dilated cardiomyopathy, and then 7 weeks of him being in hospital ensued. Yeah, it was a lot. And then having to ring his, at the time, 82-year-old grandmother and tell her that her oldest and only grandson was in hospital with heart failure, and I didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah.
If I'm being like, you shouldn't have to do that.
No,
He's
most
only
definitely.
32.
No one should have to do that. Definitely.
No,
No.
just a very big pill to swallow. And it's like, okay, like we can figure this out. Whatever happens, we can figure it out. Because my dad had had heart problems, heart issues 2 years prior, and they fitted him with a pacemaker, and he's still here and he's doing okay. So I was like, oh, okay, like it's a heart problem, they can fix it, right?
Yeah.
Because it's
Of
the
course.
NHS and they can
Fix things. Yeah.
they can fix it. Like they fixed my dad, so why would Ed be any different? Because the only point of contact, like point of reference for heart problems I'd had was my dad, and that was fixable.
And Ed was clearly younger than your dad,
Yeah,
so
yeah, younger, in theory fitter than my dad because he's younger. Like
yeah,
we'll have options, and they were plying him with an obscene amount of drugs. Um, we did the prescription subscription service on the NHS, and we made our money back on one go of all of his drugs because he had that many. Um, so yeah, he was in hospital for 7 weeks, and then they sent him home for 3 weeks. And again, hindsight's a wonderful thing. He probably shouldn't have come home when he did, um, but he wanted to come home. The doctors were happy to send him home. I wanted him at home to just have my husband at home because he'd only been home like 3 weeks since we got married. Like, I want my husband at home. Don't want you in hospital. And he came home and he made it to my nephew's first birthday party. And that was the last family event he was ever at. Um, and he went back into hospital on the 13th of July and never came home after that. He went back into the big hospital in Oxford, and they were having very different conversations with us at that point of like, we need to move you to London. And we were like, all the specialist hospitals are in London. Like, why are we going there? Oh, you're like, they told us we'd have options when we got there. We got there, and the only option was a bipad. Which, if anyone doesn't know what one of them is, they're very big, scary machines that pump your heart for you because your heart can't do it anymore. And he was put on that life support on the 19th of July, which I only remember that date because it's my dad's birthday. And then he was put on the transplant list a week later, ironically on my mum's birthday. And we were just like, this is life now. You're in critical care, on life support, until you can get a new heart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm assuming the heart never came.
Never came. Never came.
So what happened at that point? Because with my sister, my sister actually went into heart failure. They actually diagnosed this. This is obscene, but my sister went on to a tablet called lisinopril. I'm sure whether you've ever heard of it.
Possibly. Ed was on a lot of drugs. So maybe, I don't know.
Maybe. But lisinopril is known for making somebody lose weight as well. Now, my sister started losing a vast amount of weight. Now, she'd been in and out the hospital her entire life, like operations and whatnot, with her cardiomyopathy. All I can remember of us growing up was my sister had to go for checkups at the hospital, and she had to go to Bristol for operations, and so forth. And with I forgot where I was going with this. This is the ADHD now. So this is what happens. The cat, yeah, it's completely gone. That's fun. We were talking about the cardiomyopathy.
And the tablets.
And the tablets, yeah. So they basically, she started losing a vast amount of weight, and the amount of weight that she lost, she went down to 5.5 stone. She ended up in heart failure. The doctors claimed that her weight loss was psychological and sent her to a psychiatrist for counselling sessions. They put her on these drinks that make you put on weight.
Oh, they were like the Ensure things.
Like Ensure, yeah. But back in the day, they were like little cartons. So she had to have like 3 of them a day because they were convinced that it was all in her head. But she was actually going into an active heart failure herself. So now Claire was lucky enough to be on the transplant list and was given a new heart. She was also on the biped machine as well when they took out the old heart. And unfortunately, when they put in the new heart, it rejected her immediately. Claire was too weak and frail to fight. So
Ed had the weight loss thing as well. So I was going to say, he won't mind me saying, he can't defend himself. So he was a bigger guy, but like he was over 6 foot, so he's going to be bigger than the average person just because there's so much more of him. And from our wedding to I took a photo of him in July, put them side by side, like next to each other, doesn't even look like the same person. Wow. So he was losing. Maybe he was on the same drug that she was on. maybe.
Maybe.
And then he went into Harefield because when he came home, they were like, "Oh, you need to keep your weight down because you have to be within a certain BMI to even be eligible for a heart transplant."
Right.
So they were trying to get his weight down. So he came home, then went back into hospital 3 weeks later and said, "You need to put weight back on because your BMI is too low now." So they spent the whole time trying to get it down and get it down. We got it down and it was too low.
You can never do right from wrong, unfortunately. But going back to when you said about your dad having a pacemaker. My sister was given that option many years ago. It was just discussed, thrown in the air, and
Yeah,
I didn't. My mother originally, my parents agreed to it, and it never happened. And me and my partner were talking earlier. I think it was earlier last night. We were talking at some point, and she said, "If Claire had the pacemaker, do you think she'd still be here?" And I said, "Yeah, I do. I genuinely do." Was the pacemaker ever offered to Ed?
no,
Was he that far gone?
yeah,
Wow.
because his because he had the dilated cardiomyopathy, so it was both sides of his heart that weren't working. So I think if it was just one side, they might have been able to fit him with a pacemaker, just to help whichever side of his heart it was that wasn't working. But it was both, and his heart was enlarged, which we didn't know
Mm.
because the doctors said loads of times that um, they think he'd had the heart issue like potentially forever, and it just never got picked up, and his body overcompensated, and then he got a chest infection from somewhere, probably our wedding, don't know. Got a chest infection from somewhere that then developed into pneumonia, and his body just couldn't do both at the same time, and it needed help.
That's literally exactly what happened to Claire when she went into heart failure. Her lips went blue, and her feet became very enlarged. That was a sign of the heart failure. But
Mm-hmm.
she'd actually had pneumonia, and that's how they ended up picking up the heart failure.
It's mad.
Absolutely insane. Honestly, it's insane. But like, from obviously from it's heartbreaking. You were married for literally 6 months. Like, I'm not gonna sit here
Yeah,
and
I
teach you.
I had an epiphany the other day on the phone to Gabby. So from the day that Ed said I don't feel very well to the day he died was 6 months.
Smack bang on 6 months.
Yeah. And he said that on the 7th of October, and the 7th of April, and he died on the 7th of October.
And you got married on the 6th of April.
Yeah. And he died 2 days after my birthday.
Wow.
So he's ruined my birthday forever. Thanks, Ed.
So that's something I never want to remember. Well, that's absolutely fine because I haven't celebrated a birthday since I was 17 years old, so we can
Don't blame
enjoy
you.
that. Honestly, it's something I
I'm
like.
also a twin, and my sister has said, well, I mean, maybe it'll make you like not like your birthday as much, which will make her happy because I love our birthday because I only like our birthday because I get to celebrate my sister. I don't care about me. I just get to talk about her and like shower you with gifts. And she's like, maybe this will make you hate our birthday.
Yeah, you're
We'll see.
literally exactly the same as me. My twin sister was like my entire world, and as long as my sister was happy, like obviously growing up, I was put on the back burner because Claire had cardiomyopathy, Claire had heart problems, and
Yeah.
I'm the middle child. I was 11 minutes older than her, but that never bothered me because I wanted her to have all the attention. I wanted her to have so much more love than me. And when that got taken away,
Hmm.
I literally felt like a massive void in my life because Claire, even though I didn't have the attention and love that as much as Claire had, Claire filled that void that I'd always been missing.
Yeah.
It's different when you're a twin, isn't it? Like you can say for yourself, you're a twin. It's just such a different bond, isn't it?
Yeah. We've got an older brother, and
Right.
I love my brother. Like I would do anything for my brother, but the bond that I have with my sister is like worlds apart. I can't even put it into words,
Yeah.
and I can't. My sister was at the hospital the day that Ed died, and one, there's no way I would have been able to get through that day without her. Two, I can't even imagine if it was my brother-in-law in the hospital bed and not Ed. I can't imagine having to watch my sister go through what I went, like roles reversed, and watching her go through that. Like,
Yeah. It takes some strength to be able to overcome that, definitely. Like, but you're really lucky that you had that kind of support
yeah.
through
I just
that.
I always remember. So my sister did a speech at our wedding, which from the UK, very unconventional. And one of the last lines in it was, "For 30 years, she's been my other half, and today she became yours." And then at the hospital, I said to Rachel, I was like, "Does this mean I go back to being your other half again?"
Oh,
Like, Ed's tapped out. Like, can I can I get a refund? Like, can I come back, please? Like,
you know,
please.
sometimes though, if you don't laugh, you cry. So
Ed loved, so Ed's mum passed away 8 years before he did, and he loved a dead mum joke, and I never ever understood it. I was like, that's clearly how you deal with grief, but that's not how, like, I hadn't lost anybody before I lost Ed. And it just, the concept of dropping a dead mum joke, I was like, that's really rude and disrespectful. Ed's died, dead husband jokes all the time.
yeah,
But Ed
I've
would love them. Ed would find it hilarious, and he'd high five me if he hadn't died.
my my best friend sends me like pretty much nearly every day dead dad jokes because my father passed away in 2021 and her father passed away uh 2016, I would say
Yeah.
2015, 2016, or 2016 it was. And yeah, I get the dead dad jokes a lot as well. And yeah, I'm definitely not a snowflake.
I just keep saying, like, if he didn't want to marry, like, dieting was a bit extreme. Like, you could have just said no. Like, come on, Ed. Like, if you didn't want to marry me, there's easier ways to get out of it than literally dropping dead.
Definitely, I couldn't agree more. But what was your way of like navigating the grief? And because this must have like hit you like a sack of shit, like literally.
Weirdly, it seems to have been TikTok. Um, so I had a TikTok account, like most people, downloaded it during COVID and was just like doom scrolling, and I was like, oh, I could never do that. I could never do videos, and like I used to make YouTube videos back in the day when I was like a teenager, just
But
dicking around in my bedroom. That was really awkward. I was like, no, never gonna post anything on the internet ever again. And then Ed was in hospital. Um, it was when he'd gone to Harefield, and I messaged him and was like, would you care if I posted a video? Because I was like, oh, I've seen this put a finger down challenge.
well,
So that's how I started. Like, that was the first with my face on the video I posted on TikTok was put a finger down if you got married, and then 6 months later, like, you're like, telling the story of what happened to me and Ed. And he was like, no, like, just be careful about what you say on the internet, because there's some weird people on the internet, me included. I'm quite weird. Um,
yeah, same.
he was just be careful about what you say, but like, yeah, because like if it's helping you and gives you an outlet, then yeah, sure. And then I spoke to him loads of times and said, like, so I had a look on TikTok, and there wasn't many people, one, documenting like the reality of, okay, I've had a heart transplant, now what?
Yeah,
And there was, if there was any, I didn't find them. I couldn't find anybody that was in my position. Like, I'm not the one waiting for a heart, but I'm the one at home trying to pay the bills and figure out life. And how the hell am I going to get to London every weekend to see my husband when I don't drive a car? And public, like, the thought of navigating London on a weekly basis, no,
it's
can't do it.
I know.
Even just looking
Wild.
at the underground map makes me nauseous. I cannot do it. Um, like, I'm the one trying to figure out, like, granted, I'm not critically ill in a hospital bed, but I'm still trying to figure out life. Like, he's meant to be at home, and we're meant to be figuring out married life and arguing over who's going to cook the tea and do the washing up,
Yeah,
not how the hell are we going to pay our bills because you're on statutory sick pay.
yeah.
I'm like, got to figure it out. And then I said to Ed, oh, well, like, you can come home and then we can document the reality of recovering from a heart transplant. Like that was the plan. The plan was
Yeah.
never to shit, you're gonna die, and I've got to figure it out
On my
on my own forever now.
Yeah.
But you know, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
How,
the
how do you like? How have you? I know TikTok you said is your outlet, and Gabby is obviously a massive part of your life, and I'm assuming
yes,
she's your best. She's your bestie, is she?
she is my best friend. With the exception of my sister, she's my best friend.
With the exception of the twin. Get that.
Yeah.
Fair. So Gabby, my understanding as well, she lost a partner.
Yes.
Did you meet through um losing partners or
Yeah, we met. So I met Gabby on TikTok in March of last year.
right?
So Tom had already died. I'd already lost Ed, and we just kind of bonded over like, my husband's dead, your partner's dead. Let's be
Let's
friends.
grief bond, trauma bond.
Trauma bond, let's go. And then the first time we ever met each other was in Manchester. The day, so it was the day before my birthday last year. We got the train up to Manchester because me and Gabby decided to go to Greece for Ed's wedding, Ed's like death anniversary.
Fair.
So we met for 24 hours and then got on a plane and went to Greece for 5 days.
Did you have fun though?
Like, oh, I had the best time. The best time. Didn't we? We were already there for 5 days. I was like, we should have stayed for longer. I don't really want to go home now. But
No, like
grief comes with you. Everyone's like, oh yeah, just go on holiday every time. Grief still comes with you.
oh yeah,
You
of
can't
course it
leave
does.
grief at home.
No, no, absolutely. And then the guilt of going in
Oh,
enjoying
I'm having a
yourself.
nice time. Should I be having? Am I allowed to have a nice time? I don't know. Yes, you are allowed to have a nice time. It will hurt, but you are allowed to have a nice time.
You're allowed to have a nice time. Did you drink on holiday?
No, I'm teetotal.
I
My
don't
choice.
drink.
I had a very traumatic New Year's Eve going into 2020. It was. I got very drunk very quickly. It was not good. So I was like,
We've
I'm
all
never drinking again, and actually stuck to it. So six
that's
years
that's
later,
Have
still.
you seen though the amount of people that have now gone teetotal by choice is
Yes.
insane.
Yeah.
It's absolutely mental. But I can't drink because of my ADHD medication. If I drink, it could be fatal. So I haven't drunk in 2 years anyway, and I'm really not bothered by it.
I don't really like even now. I go to the pub occasionally with my dad, and like even sometimes the smell of beer, I'm like, oh no, how did I drink that?
Yeah,
Like,
stale
even just the
beer.
smell of it's horrible.
It can, and especially when the locals come in, the regulars and whatever, and then they stink of stale beer and stuff. I used to work
Yeah,
in a bar, and it's like, yeah, it's glad. Like
no.
I just seeing people like falling over tables and stuff, and I'm like,
I'm
look at
also
you.
like low key scared to drink. I think if I started drinking, I don't think I'd be able to stop drinking.
Do you have an
Now,
addictive personality, or do you think
yes,
that would? Oh, you do, right? Okay, so you're like me.
yes.
Yeah,
Like when I was a teenager and used to go, I'd go months. Like I was basically just a binge drinker. I'd just go months without going out and drinking, and then when I would, I'd get blackout drunk. So I was like, that's not a good thing. Let's not do that anymore.
yeah.
Let's be an adult about the situation and not turn to alcohol.
Well, considering you lost your husband, I'm really surprised that you didn't turn to alcohol. Was there anything that you did turn to in that moment?
Uh, Therapy.
Therapy!
Therapy. Luckily, I was already in therapy before Ed died, like before we got married, like long-term therapy person. Highly recommend it to everybody.
I've done it
And
myself, so yeah.
my therapist said the week before our wedding, she literally wrote in her book, I probably won't see her much after the wedding because, like, I've done my job and like I tied it up with a nice pink little bow and I can send her off into married life and she'll be fine.
Yeah. And then it's like, hey!
Yay!
So guess
Like,
what?
like, oh yeah,
Surprise,
that was fun.
motherfucker! That was
Well, it's
literally,
now nearly 18 months down the line and I'm still seeing her, so you know.
uh,
But
that's
yeah,
great.
it's going all right. Therapy's good.
Is it
I love therapy.
is it DBT you're doing?
Just talking therapy.
Just talking therapy.
Yeah.
I only asked because I had 18 months of intense dialectic behavioural therapy after my diagnosis. I've got autism and ADHD, so you may see me stimming now and again. That's my autism. But the ADHD, I had like 18 months of therapy, and oh my god, she was like a breath of fresh air. Like to the point I felt like I didn't need her anymore. And then my marriage ended, and then I was like, okay, I need therapy again. Um, and now I'm back on a 2 year waiting list. It's so much fun.
See, both me and Ed were in like separate therapy before we got married, and we were like, yeah, let's just pay private. Like, I don't know, it'll speed the process up, but it's like very, very like it's £50 an hour.
that's
Like it's
that's that's it. I was having private sessions. That was the DBT. I had private sessions through work through the insurance. £150 for 90 minutes.
it's meant like I'm in
Twice
the
a
wrong
week.
job. I'm in the
Twice a
wrong
week.
bloody job.
Well, literally, I'm doing a degree now in psychology with counselling because I'm in the wrong job. Do you know what I mean?
Although I don't think I could work for myself. I don't think I've got like the self restraint to be self-employed.
What do you mean? In what context?
Like most therapists are self-employed,
Well, yeah.
private ones anyway. But like, I don't think I've got the self-restraint to like, I don't know.
Do you feel that you would like, what's that word? You're direct like me, and you have to be kind.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Do you see life in black and white?
hmm Like, as dead, there's not a lot I can do about it, but I can talk about it all the time on TikTok and on podcasts. So
Out of out of curiosity, though, has anyone ever said that you may have some traits of neurodivergence?
Ed did. Ed did. So he used to work worked in a primary school for 10 years
Right.
and primarily worked with SEN kids. And he was like, "Yeah, we were dating for about 6 months before I realised you're somewhere on the spectrum. Like I can't put my finger on it, but summer is going on. Like, well,
I I would not.
you chose to love me, so that's on you."
That is on him. That is completely on him. But I would definitely say you are on the spectrum somewhere because of you just remind me so much of myself the way that, your humor and everything. But it's like you're very direct. You're very black and white. Do you find that you're very rule driven?
Very what? Sorry.
Rule like
Oh
process
yeah,
driven.
love rules.
I I I think you've got a sprinkle of autism going on by there, girl.
Probably,
But
probably, definitely. Like there's summer going on. I don't know.
I would suggest, right, just throwing it out there because it was brought up with my ADHD therapist. She said that I was displaying traits of autism. Maybe ask
Right.
your therapist to see if they see it. Now they've known you for a long time, and
Yeah.
they know that they will know if they see traits in you. But I see something that too, so I'm with Ed on that one. So yeah,
Oh,
is there any coping mechanisms that you would recommend to people going through the same, or if there's something that you could tell someone that you would have known before?
um, people are gonna say the most unhinged shit to you within the first 6 months of whoever it is that's dying, and you just need to like laugh it off. You can cry, like, because some of the things that people have said to me are beyond unhinged. Like, are you okay? Um,
That's the best one.
probably. Oh no, someone asked me whether or not we managed to consummate our marriage before I died.
Wow.
That's none of your business.
Yeah.
None of your business. Why are you asking that?
What a stupid question.
Someone asked whether or not we had managed to freeze any of his little swimmers before he died, so I could still have his babies.
Okay, that's really fucked up.
No, he was too critically ill. Also,
Yeah,
last thing I was thinking about, really.
yeah.
Like,
I'll just
you're
drag him off
critically
while
ill,
he's
cool, can I
fucking.
bone you now?
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly. I'll just drag
no,
him off while he's fucking laying in a hospital bed. Like, yeah,
it
fine.
might kill him, but yeah, sure, let's go.
That
And
might be
whether
the
or not I
final thing.
start dating again, that happened within 6 months of him dying. I'm like, if we got divorced, would you ask me that? Probably not. So why are you asking him now he's died?
Yeah, I feel like we need to do a further episode, a funny episode of stupid things
Just
people say.
all of the unhinged shit. Oh, and mine and Gabby's favourite that someone said to me was, grief looks really good on you.
What?
Yeah.
You
So I'll set the
lie.
scene for everybody. I met this person up, like, met in Costa, one of Ed's work friends, and he asked whether or not we'd got our wedding video back. I said, "Oh, yeah, like I've had that for like Ed saw it one time.
At least he saw
Uh,
it.
yeah, and I wasn't in the mood to watch it, so I was like, I kind of need the toilet anyway. It left him with my phone. He watched our wedding video. I went to the toilet, and I know how long it is, so I just did what I needed to do in the toilet and just stood and like washed my hands and just waited like 5 minutes because I knew how long the wedding video was and I wasn't in the mood to watch it. Came back and he was like, "Yeah, grief looks really good on you," and I was like, "Excuse me, what?" He was like, "Yeah, you've lost loads of weight since your wedding." I was like, "Yep, that's a mixture between stress and grief."
That's what
Because
it
like
does to you,
the six months
sweetheart.
that Ed was alive were pretty stressful.
Yeah.
Like, why would you say that to me in a public place as well? In a public place.
I understand that grief affects people in different ways. I completely get that. And some people don't know what to say. But then, if they don't know what to say, they shouldn't say anything at all.
No, just stop. Just don't think. Like, just no. Just think about what you're going to say before you say it, please.
I
Otherwise, I
literally
might
had,
punch you in the face.
yeah, but I literally had somebody, a girl, say to me, you know, I didn't know her from Adam, and she said to me, I know what you're going through. I'm like, I'm sorry, what? And she's like, yeah, you know, they think I might have a heart condition and what. I was like, are you fucking for real? I was like, literally, I'm 17 years old. I've lost my twin sister my entire
Mhm.
life, and you just literally said, I know what you're going through. You don't even have a sibling, not even a twin, to say the
No,
least, and you know what I'm going through. And I literally, I pretty much lost my shit, blocked her and deleted her, and never ever spoke to her again.
I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to speak to them either.
Literally, I
Thank
was just
you.
like, shit, you are savage, bitch. You were savage.
You're savage.
Yeah, but I
I got
definitely.
asked the day before the funeral whether or not I knew what was going to happen, like what we were doing with Ed's ashes. The day before, I was like, I'm just trying to get through tomorrow, to be honest. Like, I haven't really thought past tomorrow because I can't. Um,
That's really odd. I would never dream of saying that to anyone who was.
just in case anyone is curious, Ed is currently in the living room in a Lord of the Rings urn angled at the telly so he can watch TV with me every night if he wants to.
Do you talk to him?
All the time. All the time.
So he thought he was gonna get rid of that with the voice and whatever. He thought he was gonna. You'll still talk his ear off.
Oh, just because you're dead doesn't mean I stop talking.
You
You
ain't gonna
do.
get rid of me that easy, sweetie.
To be fair, one like low key hilarious thing that has happened since Ed died. Um, I have a cat now. He's currently outside. I have a cat which, oh, cute. She lives on her own. Got a cat, some company. Ed was severely allergic to cats,
Right.
so just yeah, he's died. Get a cat. I couldn't get
Oh.
one when he was alive, so waited
So
till he died, and then got one.
now you got a cat.
But now I've got
You
a
know,
cat.
swings and roundabouts and everything.
I'd definitely rather have a husband, but at least I've got a cat.
At least you got a cat. Exactly. No, I definitely think that we need to bring it back another episode. And obviously, I'm going to tie it up now, but I really do think we should have another episode and bring Gabby on and
Yes.
probably highlight the most unhinged things that people have said to us during grief, during any form of trauma or survival.
Just even when I had never experienced grief, I don't think I said anything as unhinged as some of the things people have said to me.
Yeah, as I said,
I'd always go for like I have no idea I have no idea what's going on inside your brain, but I'm here if you need me, and even if you don't need me, I'm not going anywhere. So like
yeah, that's
I'm
just
around
literally
if you want to reach out. If you don't, that's also fine, but I'm not going anywhere.
no, exactly. And some people don't think, but again, if you don't know what to say, then don't say anything at all.
Yeah, just shut up.
It's just
Just
kinder.
shut up.
Well, thank you very much for coming on, Laura. I really appreciate it, and thank you for co-hosting it with me tonight. Obviously, me and you will pick up offline and arrange another episode with Gabby.
Yes.
But yeah, I wish you all the best, and thank you again, and thank you for joining the Costa Coping. We'll be back soon with another episode. Thanks,
Thank you for
everyone.
having me.
Take care. Bye.
Bye bye.